Hey Gemini, what's up gang? I hope everybody is well. We're gonna go ahead and do your June preview. So if that's something that interests you, do stick around. Gemini, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box because that's going to have all the information that you would need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you're returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I do hope that you're doing what's best for you, boo. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Gemini, thank you for all the good vibes. It really does mean the world. Now, before we get into this, I want to say a big happy birthday to all the June Geminis. Welcome to your birthday month. I hope that everything goes marvelously for you, okay? Now, let's get into this. We do the whole kit and caboodle for the monthly reads. We do angel numbers. We look into an animal message. We're also going to do charms. Since I did charms for the May Geminis, I'm going to do charms for the June Geminis. And we're going to pull a card for each month out of the tea leaves, and then we're going to clarify, and we're going to get advice and additional messages. It's going to be a whole thing. So do grab yourself a drink, a snack, and all that good stuff, and let's get right into it. Now, Gemini, we do have the chaos and confusion card that came out, and I was like, okay. So there could be a confusing situation that arises here in June for you. This could also talk about scribbling something out. So there could be like an energy of you changing your mind or deciding, you know what, nope, this isn't what I want to do. I want to go in another direction here. I want to have a different result, something like that, okay? This can also be frustration. It can be just this feeling here of like, you know, I'm getting like a scratching out energy, okay? So that is something that I'm getting, guys. We're going to see what this is, though. This could also be a chaotic or confusing situation that's clearing up. Maybe you're going to be getting some kind of clarity here when it comes to something that has been bringing you a lot of confusion. Let's just kind of jump right in since I'm not getting much off of the intuitive message. Let's jump in. We're going to do angel numbers first, okay? So, Spirit, can we please get some angel numbers for the June preview, please? For the June preview. I almost said for my June Geminis. I don't know. I'm getting like a strong energy from the June Geminis in here. Like, I'm getting the energy of like, this is our reading, it's our month. You know, we love you, May Geminis, but please sit over there. I'm feeling like the June Geminis are like taking over the energy of like, this is our reading. Okay, so okay guys, relax, right? I don't know. Maybe it's like it's all about you, okay? What do we have here for the June preview? What do we have here for Gemini gang for the June preview, please? How about 857? Okay, 857 says, you are being guided to remember the power of your mind and your emotions. What you focus on and have faith in will be created in your life. Some of you guys could be feeling a little scattered brained, or you could be ruminating on something, or again, there's like frustrating energies that come through. That's kind of what I was picking up just now with like the Gemini, the June collective in here being like, you know, no, we need a message. Like, you guys really need some kind of guidance or support or a message. Like, you need to be the focus point right now, okay? But Spirit is saying that they want you to remember basically the power of your mind and your emotions. What you focus on will be created in your life. So some of you guys could be almost creating like a manifested destiny, like you are doing a self-fulfilling prophecy here. So there's a need to really try to focus on the positives, even when it doesn't look necessarily so positive on the outside, okay? What you have faith in. And, you know, sometimes when we think of like faith, I feel like sometimes we think, oh, it's all the good things. Like, I have faith that everything's going to work out, that I'm going to be okay, that I'm going to heal, right? That opportunity is going to come. But sometimes what we have faith in is not actually positive. Sometimes we have these built-in belief systems where we tell ourselves that bad things are going to happen, that this isn't going to work out, that this is going to turn out the same way that everything else turned out. And when you really think about it, you are actually having faith in the more shadow aspects. You are actually having faith that things are not going to turn out in your favor. So there's a need to really shift, again, how you're viewing something, your perspective of something, and asking yourself, am I more negative than I actually am positive within my thinking, within like my deeper in like integrated thoughts that I have about myself, about others, about situations? Do I really believe that I can be successful? Do I really believe that things will work out for me? You know? So I don't know, there's like a need to kind of question yourself when it comes to that. Let's get another one. June energy for my Gemini gang. June energy 181. You are being invited to leave behind challenging situations of the past in order to prepare yourself for miracles. Well, that's making a lot more sense now that we're getting into the reading, right? Yeah, you're being asked and invited, right, to leave behind challenging things that are not in alignment with you anymore. Things that maybe perhaps you're trying to force the alignment, you're trying to force these things to work because maybe it's a comfort zone that's attached to it, maybe there's a familiarity here, maybe this is like, I worked really hard for this, I should want this, I should be like, invested, I should be committed to this. But Spirit is saying that there's so much more out there for you, okay? There are miracles that are waiting to occur in your life, but they can't come in if there's all this stuff taking up space. It's like a boat port or something, and there's all these boats that are there that are all broken apart and duct taped together, and the members are all drunk on the boat and everything, and it's like, and there's new, like, pristine, clean boats trying to make it in, but they can't come in if we're kind of, taking up all this space with things that are not serving us anymore. So you're being invited to see that and leave behind these challenging things, okay? All right, last one for my June Geminis. Whoa, see, I did it again. I'm sorry, May Geminis, okay? Their energy is just coming in so strong. Last one for my June messages for my Gemini collective. What do we have here? How about 733? I see Jesus right off the bat, so I'm liking that. It says, Jesus and the Holy Spirit are blessing you with their inner light. Spirit has your back, and miracles are following on naturally from your expression of love. Know that love is real. It's very interesting because we have two different angel numbers talking about miracles. Some of you guys just do not feel like things will turn around or that things can get better, or it feels like there's so much work that's involved in something getting better. And I don't know if I'm prepared to do that or if I'm strong enough for that, right? There's this energy here in knowing that you deserve blessings, you deserve miracles, you deserve things to go in your favor, Gemini, okay? There's something here about Spirit wanting you to know that love really is real, because maybe some of you guys have given up on love. You're like, I don't believe it, But it's not love that's the problem. Love is a beautiful thing. It's the attachments that we have around love. It's our negative patterns and behaviors that we bring in. It's, loving people that are not ready or available for love or don't really understand love. It's that kind of energy that kind of turns us off to love. But it's not love that's the problem, So there's something there with that. Let's get into charms, guys. For some reason, I feel like June Geminis are bringing like the philosophical, deep thoughts, and there could be some things that are coming to the surface. If you've been doing some work recently, like, if you've been reading, if you've been taking a deep dive, if you've been trying to dig in at the roots of the patterns and the challenges that you're facing within yourself and within your life, it's bringing a lot of shit to the surface is kind of what I'm getting. There's a lot of questioning here. There's a lot of breaking down of egos. There's a lot of needing to hold yourself accountable, and that's not easy work. It's very much giving like shadow work or dark night of the soul type of energy. So there could be a lot of like deep questions that you're asking yourself, you're asking Spirit, and possibly even asking others right now. What do we have for June for my Gemini collective? Okay? What do we have for June for my Gemini collective? What's coming through in June for my Geminis? What's coming through in June for my Geminis? Okay. That's gonna be it. That's just it. Okay. Oh, interesting. I already noticed something right off the bat, but this is what we have, guys. Okay? Let's do this one at a time. First of all, we have Capricorn energy. Okay, Capricorn representing the devil in the tarot, and I do feel like that energy is present. We're letting go of patterns, we're letting go of fear. Some of us could possibly be working on addictions, habits, comfort zones, things that we feel like we're chained to in our life. There's definitely here with this moon energy that I'm seeing, actually, as well as this dragonfly, there's a deep dive that we're doing, going into our psyche here. It's interesting because I've been taking a course on intuitive development coaching so I can help other people learn how to navigate through their intuition and help develop it, it's like amazing. And right now we're talking about the conscious, the subconscious, and then also the super conscious, right? The super conscious being the intuition and being like your higher self, but the subconscious being the patterns and the built-in, all that trauma and crap that we kind of don't really realize that we're making our choices and we're living our life by, but we actually are, okay? And I feel like some of you guys, that's what's happening here. There's a lot of stuff from the subconscious that's coming to the surface right now, okay? And it's causing you to have to take a look at yourself. But there is, with this dragonfly symbol, there's like, transformation that's happening. Some of you guys could be really following your intuition or trying to follow your intuition, okay? There could be something around the moon phase that's significant here. The full moon in your month could be significant, which I did find out from the comments is on June 11th. So there could be something there significant with that day that's going to take place here. We also have Z. So Z could be significant with the moon and the Z. Maybe some of y'all just need to get a little bit more sleep. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to get some sleep, take some naps, okay? Let yourself kind of rest or relax here. We also have the owl symbol, which is interesting. The owl with the moon, yeah, there's a lot of intuitive energy here. So your intuition is trying to talk to you. Your intuition is possibly trying to get into the driver's seat here when it comes to whatever it is that is taking place in your life. It's like your intuition wants to lead the way. Sorry, I had to pause it for a second. Anyways, yes, there could be something here with your intuition, but again, maybe taking time to rest, taking time to relax, okay? We have the maple leaf that came out, so Canada could be significant for some of you guys. This is also like the fall leaf for me, so something could be falling away here. Also, for some reason, fall time makes me feel very like reminiscent and nostalgic. So I don't know why that season has that effect on me, but every time fall comes around, I just feel like, very nostalgic or like yearning for a place that I've never been or that I don't remember. It's like there's something here from a past life, or there's something here from like a different planet perhaps, I don't know, but there's something here where it's like you're being brought back to memories of the past here, and you're being asked to look at what's necessary and what's not necessary anymore. Again, there's like a deep dive into the psyche that we're taking here in June. We also have, I think this is called the auger. It's an auger shell. I think that's what those are called. But some of y'all, the beach could be significant, okay? Maybe you're going to take a trip to the beach, or you're going to spend some time in water, doing swimming or water activities here. But also with this shell, I also get like a unicorn, which is so funny because we have the unicorn that came out. And the unicorn for me talks about stepping into your authenticity, allowing yourself to be who you are, not trying to fit into any kind of molds or what society has built for you, but you are perfect as you are, and there's nothing to change. The unicorn also talks about the animal spirit book guide thingy deck that we have that I like to read from, where that card talks about kind of questioning your divinity or questioning divinity in general. What is real? What is the truth? Can I follow my intuition? Can I trust my intuition? Is my intuition real? Are these signs real? Do unicorns really exist? Or is this just some mythical being that I'm attaching myself to because I want to have hope, I want to have faith, I want to believe that good things can happen to me, but is it actually true? So again, there's more of that questioning energy that's happening here. Now, I find this so interesting because we have the Christian symbol, right? Fish energy. Pisces could be significant. I could see that. I could also see Cancer, Pisces energy with the moon here for sure, okay? But this is like Jesus, right? And we actually picked up on Jesus in the animal, my God, I can't speak, guys. The angel numbers. So I just find that to be very significant, that connection there. Some of you guys could be pulling on Jesus, okay? Maybe this is ascended master that you want to learn from. Maybe some of you guys find yourself kind of following the path of Jesus. Obviously not like to a T, but there could be this energy here about having a higher calling, needing to kind of step into that regardless of what other people think of you, kind of being judged, being crucified in a way for your beliefs, having to practice forgiveness because other people punish you for who you actually are, and that can cause a lot of resentment, it can cause a lot of bitterness, but needing to actually forgive, learn forgiveness, learn unconditional love with the Jesus energy here. Some of you guys might be on that path here. Okay, some of you guys could be on the path of an ascended master as well. Maybe this is something that you're trying to kind of devote yourself to in this lifetime, whether you're consciously aware of this or not. There's an energy here of like you are meant to ascend during this lifetime. We also have the paw print. So some of you guys, a dog or a cat could be significant. A pet could be significant. Maybe you're going to get a pet. Maybe there's a pet that's passed on that kind of looks out for you or shows up from time to time. Also, for me, the dog represents spirit, right? And the paw print is also like a sign that something has been there, right? When we see an animal track, we know that there's been an animal there. So for me, the paw print means that spirit is there and active in your life, okay? There is this energy here of spiritual support that's coming through, for sure, all right? But again, I feel like some of you guys are questioning that. Like, do I actually have spiritual support? Is this something that I can believe in? Some of you guys, your dreams are going to be very significant in June, okay? You're going to be dreaming about people, places, things of the past, things of the present, things of the future. And you might wake up being like, what does it all mean? What is this trying to tell me? I feel like journaling could be very significant for you in June. I feel like it's going to help you kind of clarify some things, get some things off of your chest, say what needs to be said, guys, okay? And help you feel better about certain situations in your life, okay? So journaling might be something to kind of get into, or meditating, chanting, yoga could be significant for somebody. I get the energy of working out and doing something very repetitive, like maybe lifting weights or walking or running on a treadmill, something very repetitive so your mind can kind of go and you can kind of use that as like a meditation type of form, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into these animal messages. What animal message do we have for June for Gemini gang? What animal messages do we have for June for Gemini gang, please? Let's find out, guys. What animal message do we have for June for Gemini? What animal wants to come through? That's too many. What animal message wants to come through for June? Oh, y'all. June's like, I don't know what I feel, I don't know what I think. Okay, what's going on here? Let's get a clear pop for June for Gemini gang. Thank you. We have the horse energy. Nice. So Sagittarius energy could be significant. Also, I cannot help but notice we have that crescent moon right there on the third eye for this horse. We also have the crescent moon that came out in the charm. So crescent moons could be significant. Okay, maybe somebody was born during a crescent moon, or there's something here with that. But that for me is your intuition opening up. Gemini, I feel like you're being called to take some kind of inspired action in June. Also, I gotta be honest with you, you're looking majestic as fuck. You might be struggling here. Okay, you might be going through some kind of existential crisis or something like that, all right? But you're looking good while you're doing it, and that's got to be counting for something here. Somebody's hair could be just fuller, longer, more luxurious. Some of y'all could be trying like some kind of bohemian style here, maybe dreads or braids or something like that, okay? There's something very deep and something very mystical about you with the horse energy. Now the horse, obviously, I think I said it talks about Sagittarius energy. So some of you guys could have Sagittarius very strong in your chart. But Sagittarius energy for me is like the wisdom keeper, right? It's the sage. So again, there's that energy that's repeating of you digging deep, looking for answers, looking for clarity. And it's not just on surface level things of like, what should I eat for dinner? It's like, who am I? What am I? Why am I here? Why do I continue to attract the same energies into my life? Why do I make the same choices or take the same actions, even though I know that these things aren't helping me? Why do I self-sabotage? Why do I procrastinate? It's like we're asking really deep questions and we're waiting for the answers. We're seeking the answers. So again, a lot of you guys could be watching documentaries, listening to podcasts, reading. It's like you're seeking the answers. Some of you guys could be trying to find a higher level of wisdom. Like I had just said, I'm taking a course. Maybe some of you guys are taking courses or going back to school, wanting to get certified in something, wanting to learn something, okay? Wanting to expand your mind. For me, Sagittarius energy is also the teacher. Okay, it's somebody that's extremely open-minded, somebody that's cultured, somebody that embraces differences, and that could be something here that you're doing. I also see travel and movement with Sagittarius energy, so some of you guys could be traveling during June, okay? going to a place that you haven't been before or that you haven't been in a long time, eating different foods, meeting new people. Just, it's a thirst for life when I think of the Sagittarius energy, okay? All right, let's see. Okay, I'm in the right element, the earth element. I just need to find the horse. We don't get the horse very often, so I'm not really sure what the horse card actually says, but I might remember it once we start reading it. Okay, so we have the horse. It says momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse represents the most masterful form of the earth energy within the deck. It provides us with the momentum so reliable, so supportive, that you can ride on its back towards any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we have honed in and collected our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, exercise, and mental focus, meditation, are secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. When in balance, achieves anything and never gives up. When out of balance, runs away and feels weak. To bring into balance, strength training. It's interesting that I mentioned like exercise, but also meditation at the same time. So that's just so funny that that's coming out, because I feel like that is something that's going to kind of harness this energy. Because with the horse energy, essentially what this is saying is the horse has so much energy, it needs to kind of hone in that energy and put it out in a very positive way, or put it into something that's productive here. I get a big energy of being very restless with the horse energy if you're not working with this energy in a productive way or doing something with it. It's like somebody walking around in circles and circles and circles and pacing in their house. It's like, okay, go for a run, go for a walk, get your hands into something. Like, if you have a garden, or if you need to go outside and pull weeds, or if you need to clean something up, go reorganize your Tupperware, right? It's like there's a need to kind of harness the energy that you have and do something with it. I also feel like freedom could be something here that a lot of you guys are questioning, because I'm getting like the energy, and I'm not trying to call anybody out, okay? But I'm getting the energy of some of us in here could be a little hyper independent, okay? And stuck in that energy of, I don't want to lose my freedom. I don't want to lose my autonomy. But you're seeing that you've actually built yourself into a cage or into a box this way. Okay, that is a trauma response when we are hyper independent, because we do not want to put our control or our emotions or our well-being into the hands of another, or a situation that we feel like is out of our control, right? I take care of myself. I've had to take care of myself for a long time. Therefore, I know that I do it better than anybody else. That's what that's saying. But again, I feel like with all these deep questions and the delve into the psyche that we're doing here in June, it's like we're really asking ourselves and questioning ourselves, am I truly free? Because if you hold yourself back from opportunities, situations, people, because you don't want to lose your freedom or your autonomy, even though I don't feel like anybody or anything is really trying to take it from you, but take it as it resonates. It's like, are you really free, or are you a slave to these lower level impulses, concepts, patterns, trauma that are unresolved? Okay, so there's a need here to really look at the patterns, look at how you're reacting, look at how you're responding, and ask yourself the tough questions. I'm honestly kind of surprised that the golden egg didn't come out, but it makes sense why this card came out as well. Okay, I feel like there's a strong focus here this month on this. Okay, whew, y'all came in with the June's Gemini. Y'all came in with the deepness here for June, which actually makes sense considering that June is the month that cusps with Cancer, and Cancer energy is all about protecting itself and being deep. So we will see. Let's get some messages out here. Let's start breaking it down week by week. Okay, the first week of June energy for Gemini gang. The first week of June. What do we have here for this? Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, all this popped out, but this is the one that actually popped first before the rest fell out, so we're going to take it. We have kites, vacation, a cruise, getting flown out, a short break in a relationship, and then it says running away for a while. There's something here with that running away for a while with the horse, okay? Yeah, I feel like for some of you guys, you might be taking a vacation, or maybe you're just taking some time off of work. Maybe you're not gonna go anywhere, but you're like, you know what? I have some vacation time. I think I'm gonna take it. I think I'm gonna do something with that. And I wanna clarify before we really get going with this, you know, time is very fluid. It's something that we made up as humans. Spirit doesn't really work in time. So some of this energy could bleed into the other weeks, or this could even move into July. Just take it as it resonates, okay? But yeah, I feel like there's an energy here of like wanting to go somewhere. Some of y'all might want to fly somebody out, or you're getting flown out here. There could just be last minute deciding, you know what, I'm going to go on a trip, or I'm going to go on a cruise, or I'm going to just disappear for a second, you know, hermit energy. I want to just have fun. I want to experience new things. I feel like regardless of what this is here for the first week, it's like even if we're not leaving our house, it's like we are kind of taking a step back and resting for a second, you know? So vacation time might be needed here. It might just be a good time for you to pull back, Gemini, okay? And just, you know, have some fun. Go eat some good food. Go listen to some good music. Go laugh. Go enjoy yourself. Go run around a new city or a new town and explore, you know? It's something here about connecting with yourself and just taking the much needed step away that you need to. And I feel like this is specifically talking about somebody with their work, because I feel like somebody is on 24/7. I'm getting the energy of somebody being on call even though you're not actually on call. It's like, you know, you get maybe texts or calls from your work or your boss like way past closing time, and it's like, bruh, you know, or you get called in on your day off and it's like you're expected to just be there, and it's like you are not here to just work. You are not here on this planet just to work. You are here to live your life. And I feel like some of you guys might be seeing that I need to take some time, okay? With the goldfish for the second week, we have viral overnight success, an increase in material wealth or spiritual growth, and a sign-on bonus. I find that to be very interesting, especially with the spiritual growth part, because this reading just reeks of that, right? This reading is just talking about, you know, how you are really expanding within yourself, within your soul, within your heart. You know, there's an incredibly expansive energy here, and you taking the deep dive. So yeah, it could feel like, and maybe that's what you're being called to do. Like, you know, if you've been feeling like tired, like I feel like I just want to take a nap, you know, I just feel like I want to just chill, sit on the couch, you know, watch a movie, relax, or read a book or whatever, okay? You might be getting called into that energy because intuitively your body knows what you need. And this could be because you're going through some kind of ascension here. I feel like in between here and here, right here in the middle, there's some kind of ascension, or there's some kind of like spiritual level up. You could be getting a lot of downloads as well. So some of this growth might seem like it happens overnight, but it actually hasn't. You know, you've been building up to this. You've been doing a lot of shadow work. There's been a long period of a dark night of the soul before this. All of that counts. All of that matters, you know? They're giving me, for some reason, like the caterpillar, the butterfly, you know, how there's a whole process here to turn a caterpillar into a butterfly. It's not just, oh, the caterpillar makes its cocoon and bam, it turns into a butterfly. There's a whole process, you know? There's months well, maybe not months, but there's a short period that the caterpillar spends beforehand, like going through this prepping phase. And maybe that's something that's happening here. Some of you guys could find some success around the second week of June too, when you're in your material life. Okay, something might kind of take off here and bring you a lot of results, or you might suddenly kind of hit the mark where you were trying to when it comes to your career. So yeah, it feels like things are going to go very well. Okay, we have the Well on the third week, my favorite card in the entire deck, because it talks about a great worry over nothing. Okay, and as somebody who worries a lot, somebody who overstresses, somebody who overthinks and overanalyzes and has a lot of anxious personality stuff going on, this is one of my favorite cards because it lets me know that everything is going to turn out okay. You might be lacking some clarity right now. You could be overstressing. But what Spirit is saying is everything's going to turn out amazing. This great worry that you've had over a situation, it's like on the third week, I'm kind of getting like an exhale. Almost, you know, where maybe we've been holding our breath. The whale does take a deep dive, you know, goes under, but eventually it does have to breach the surface. and take in that fresh air, you know? So for some of you guys, there's been something that's been weighing heavily on you, perhaps. Is this going to be okay? Is this going to work out, you know? And by the 3rd week of June, we're exhaling, you know? We're seeing that maybe all the stress that we had, maybe all the worry that we were going through, maybe all the anxiety and sleepless nights and stress has actually been for nothing in a sense, really, because it was always going to work out okay. But it's in human nature to worry, especially when we don't have the answers, you know? So, you know, and again, this is a question of your faith here, which we talked about in the angel numbers. Because you can have faith in the positive, you can also have faith in the negative. So there's this energy here of maybe this could be like a wake-up call or like an epiphany for some of you guys. When everything does work out okay, it's like, wow, I really let myself go up, down, all around on the roller coaster of worry here, and it was gonna always turn out okay anyway. It's like stressing about a big test that you've studied for, and then passing the test and being like, wow, and the test not even feeling hard when you take it. Like, you know everything because you've studied, you've practiced. So you already know how it's gonna go. But it's that lack of faith within yourself that causes us to overstress and over worry, you know? Everything in moderation, right? So stressing, worrying, it's not necessarily bad in itself. It's when we take it to a place of where it becomes habitual, or it becomes something that completely takes us over and we can't even see the bright light at the end of the tunnel because we're so clouded by the stress or the worry. So by the 3rd week, we are feeling like everything is going to be okay because we've had some kind of proof that shows us everything is going to be okay. Well, all right then, hot diggity dog. What do we have here for the 4th? We have the haystack. For the 4th week, we have the haystack. Okay, it says karma, you will reap what you have sown. If you know better, you should do better, right? We have a man on the bottom of the deck, so could be in regards to a man here. You could be a man, right? But there could be a man, a masculine energy here that's deciding that they know better. They've went through all of this. They've learned something, and now they need to do better. They need to make better choices, or they need to make choices based off of the knowledge and the wisdom that they have, okay? That could be for some of you guys. On the 4th week, though, it does look like some kind of karma is coming through here. You will reap what you have sown. And we're going to see what that's talking about here. Some of you guys, obviously this is going to be positive karma, but I'm not going to sugarcoat, I never do. For some of you guys, this could be some negative karma that's coming through. But really, when you think about it, because Spirit's kind of correcting me here, there's no such thing as positive or negative here, because karma is not a punishment. You know, us humans, we can look at karma as it's a punishment. Oh, you're getting what you deserve, but really you're just getting the energy that you put out there. So sometimes we want people to suffer from karma, but at the end of the day, it's not suffering, it's learning. It's being served exactly what you cook up in the kitchen, and then deciding if this is something that I want to continue to cook up, right? Because now that I'm eating it, I can tell if this is good or not, right? So it's easy for us to kind of walk around doing things, saying things, making choices, but when something happens to us, it's harder. So it's like the most simplistic way I can think of it here is like, let's say that, you know, you're somebody and you're dating people and you don't take people seriously and you look at people like they're disposable. You know, I can talk to you, I cannot talk to you. It's my choice and I don't really care how your feelings are involved here. And if I want to ghost you and I want to disappear, I'll do that. And I know that it upsets you and I know that you've cried over it, but I don't really care because at the end of the day, it's my life and it's my choice, right? You go around putting out this energy. Well, then one day you really care about somebody and they do it to you. That is karma. That is you getting what you have put out. How does it feel? And based off of that, that's how if you're trying to be enlightened, if you're trying to evolve, if you're trying to be better and take accountability, based off of that, you can decide, I don't want to do that to anybody else. I don't want to do that ever again, because now that I know how that feels, you know, because it's knowledge versus wisdom, right? Knowledge is knowing something. Wisdom is experiencing something that you already know. So you can know that it's inappropriate to ghost people or it's inappropriate to treat people like they're disposable. But until you've actually been ghosted or treated like you were disposable, you won't have that wisdom of that knowledge. So that's kind of what I'm getting here, that somebody could be taking their knowledge and transmuting it into wisdom through the experience that takes place. And that would be karma, okay? Whew, okay, guys. Jeez Louise. Let's go ahead and get into this. So we have the kite for the first week of June. What do we have here for this kite for the first week of June for my Gemini gang? We have, do I stay or do I go now? If I stay, it could be trouble. If I go, it could be double, right? Yeah, there's a big indecision here about traveling, or there's a big indecision about taking a break. Some of y'all have the weight of the freaking world on your shoulders when it comes to your job or your life. For some of y'all, it could be your life. Like, you're just, you're a parent, or you got a lot going on, you take care of somebody sick, or you have a lot of responsibilities, maybe you foster animals or something like that, and it's like, I can't take a vacation, I don't have time, right? For others of you, this is definitely surrounding your career, okay? You have a very high role here, or you have a lot of responsibility or obligation that's been placed on your back. They're showing me the 10 of Wands in my mind's eye. You got to carry them 10 wands up that hill every day. If you're not there to do it, who else gonna do it? And you might have been even guilted and gaslit from your boss or your coworkers into believing that this place just can't run without you, Gemini. Bullshit. Okay? Bullshit. Tell them to come talk to me. Anyways, I feel like there's this energy here where you want to kind of take it easy, or you want to take a break. I get like the energy of burnout here, but it's like, am I able to do this? Should I do this? There's like an internal guilt here with putting yourself first, which could definitely be something that has been a recurring theme in your life. Taking care of everybody else, being the dependable one here for everybody else. But this gets us into a trap. Because when we act like we don't have needs, or we act like we're not tired, or we act like, we're the strong one, even though I don't feel like it's the act with, being strong. You are very strong. But when we put on that face of strength, even though we might be feeling a little vulnerable and soft inside at this moment in time, people sometimes don't look deeper. They take it for surface level. Well, Gemini is always good, so they're good. Gemini's, upbeat, and they're not saying that they're tired. They're not coming to me telling me, I need to balance my work-life thing here. I'm working a lot and I'm not really having like a life, and I want to have a life. They're not saying those things to me. So they must be cool. They must be just as driven, just as ambitious as I am when it comes to this, right? So we're questioning things. Also, some of you guys could be questioning, like, where do I want to go? If I want to go on a vacation. The vacation might not be happening the actual first week. For some of you, yes. But for some reason, I'm seeing a water park too, so that could be significant. Or like a theme park or something, amusement park. But I am getting, like, for some of you guys, it's just like we're sensing this in the first week, right? Where it's like, okay, I need to take a break. So where would I like to go? I feel like there's one place that calls to you, Gemini. It could be anywhere. Shit, it could be Hawaii. It could be Georgia. The song Georgia on My Mind is coming to mind here. Could be a different country. Maybe you want to go to Canada. Who wouldn't? Okay? There's this energy here of like wanting to go somewhere, and I feel like it's a specific place for some of you. Could be by the coast or something. We did see the seashell, and then she has that coastline in the back. But it's like weighing my options. There's a big indecisiveness energy here, right? Like not feeling very drawn or called to take a break, to go on a vacation, to travel, but where or but how for some of you guys, okay? Yeah, it's like Spirit saying the power is in your hands here, buddy. And it's so interesting because I've been seeing that with the Two of Pentacles. I've been seeing that with the Magician, the Two of Pentacles. This is like weighing the options. This is actually putting action into it. So I want to ask specifically, why is Gemini going back and forth when it comes to taking a vacation, taking a break, doing what's best for them, much needed downtime, much needed self-care? Why are they going back and forth in regards to this? Well, because this is what I got to do. You know, this is a very militant energy here with the King of Swords. This is also what's logical. Maybe you don't feel like it's logical to take care of yourself or to go on a vacation at this time. You know? Maybe you're like, well, yeah, I could take this money and I could book a flight and I could go on a vacation, or I could save it for something that I'm not sure will ever happen. There's something like that going on. I feel like somebody needs a hug, and I wish I was there, whoever you are, to give you a hug, sis/sir. Because I feel like you've had to be so strong and so grown up and so, you know, your whole life that you just haven't even had the time to really do anything for yourself or have fun or just go off on a whim, go frolic in a field of flowers, like just for the hell of it. You know, it's like giving that kind of energy, like you have to kind of be there, and I have to be the role, and I have to be the person in charge here. Some of you guys, that's what this is. You are a person in charge. King of Swords energy, that's an authoritative figure for me. But I'm also getting, for some of you guys, you're afraid of an authoritative figure. Okay, because this is my fearful card. It's my fearful avoidant card, but it is a fear, a card of fear, right? It's also a card of burnout, the Nine of Wands. So there could be this energy here of like being afraid of what somebody's going to say, because you're like, you know, I do want to take a week off. I don't want to get no calls. Don't call me. Don't call me. Don't text me. I don't care if the whole fucking place is, God forbid, right, going up in flames. I don't want to hear about it until I come back from my vacation. Some of y'all might be afraid to say that to somebody. Some of y'all who are in a relationship, low-key, might be afraid to tell your partner, I want to go on a vacation alone. And I get it. I would be scared too. I'm not saying it's reasonable or it's unreasonable, but I just feel like for some of you, you might want to go on a vacation without your family, without your spouse. You might just want to go sit on a beach by yourself, you know, and I get it. I really do. I don't know how your family or your spouse is going to take that, but that could be where this is like, do I? You know, maybe I should just bring my family, bring my spouse, but wear headphones the whole time, right? Maybe there's compromise here or something. I don't know, guys, but it feels like something like that. That's why you're going back and forth. You're in your head over either somebody who you're afraid of what their reaction is going to be. You know, Jimmy, we just can't make it here without you. You know, or you bring up wanting to go somewhere and they give you reasons why you should stay here. Look what all the fun we could have here. Why you want to go over there, right? It's giving that kind of energy. I don't know. For some reason, they're showing me a dog on a leash, guys. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but there could be something here. And that's what we were talking about with this freedom. Some of y'all might be like, yep, I've built my life. I'm free. I have a great job, a great career. And then you're nervous about asking your boss for time off, or you're like, oh shit, maybe I'm not as free as I thought I was because I can't even take the time off that I have accumulated with my time off. It's a benefit. It's a perk of my job, and I can't even take it. Why is it being offered? I don't know, y'all. You know, I don't know. But there's something here with that. Let's move on, people. What is this goldfish here? We have the Magician coming out with the Temperance energy on the bottom of the deck. Aries, Sagittarius. Some of you guys are deep in an alchemizing energy. You maybe aren't aware of it right now, but this energy that you're harnessing, you're like, it's like you're building it up, and then boom, you're gonna shoot it out. It's kind of what I'm getting, okay? Some of you guys are strong magicians, just naturally. I'm feeling that energy. Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. I feel that energy very naturally. Some of you guys are very strong magicians. Some of y'all are so strong magicians. Oh God, why? You know, the strongest magician I ever saw. But anyways, yeah. Some of you guys are really strong magicians and very natural ones, okay? So there's this energy here of like, if I say it, it will happen. And then you gotta be careful with what you say, okay? You need to be really cognizant of what you say then, right? Because again, there's these self-fulfilling prophecies that maybe you're noticing. Like I think one way, I say something, and then it does happen, for better or for worse, okay? Some of you guys are master manifestors here. Or you do have some kind of spiritual power that's not explainable, you know? Others of you, I'm getting this energy here of like your dedication, your diligence, your hard work. We clearly see that over here. it has led you to this success. Okay, but I'm almost getting the energy of like, look, yes, Six of Wands beneath that Temperance, exactly. You are very skilled and you are successful because of that, but some of you guys could be realizing, what is the point of being successful if I'm not enjoying my life, right? We could have been in this building energy here where like we're like a worker ant on the bottom of the deck. Worker ant, right? Worker horse. It's for the good of the colony. It's not for the good of the single ant. It's giving that, it's a bug life, or it's the ant life, or the ant movie, or whichever one that was. I think it's like Pixar that made those or something. I don't know, guys. But it's the one where the ants are like in the colony and they're the queen, and it's like, it becomes very abundantly clear that it's not just about the single ant, you know, the individual ant. No, everything has to be with the colony in mind. Even the queen doesn't have a choice for herself. It's all about the colony. It's not about what she wants as an individual. Some of you guys could be feeling that way, you know? So we're seeing this. We're seeing that, you know, I have to stifle down my individuality. I have to stifle down my independent needs, because this is for the good of the colony here. It's for the good of all. But you are creating some kind of success and some kind of abundance here based off of your skill set here. You are like very masterful at whatever it is that you do here. And on the second week of June, this is really showing up, right? There could be opportunities coming in from a distance. For some of you guys, there could be an email, or there could be people who maybe reach out to you and they go, hey, I know that you do this. Look, yep, message coming in. I feel like there could be something here where people reach out to you and they go, hey, you are great at this. I would really like to work with you on that. Or have you thought about coming over and working on this or doing that? There could low-key be some kind of company or something that might be trying to steal you away from wherever you're at now. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody could be like, you know, you're kind of not being used in your full potential, right? Like the skills you have are not being celebrated enough, or you're not being showcased enough. You're not being allotted to shine enough in what you're doing now, you know, which it could be true. Some of y'all are keeping yourself small time for a loyalty here, because I'm wondering that, you know, especially when there's this energy over here of like, we're scared to even go on vacation or take some time for ourselves because of what we're so committed to here. When it feels like career-wise, yes, I feel like maybe there's an energy here where you're not really doing what's best for you. You're doing what's best for them. That is for somebody out here. There is an increase in finances here on the second week for sure. I'm seeing that with the Knight of Pentacles and the Magician. People might be paying for your services, paying for whatever products you create. If you own your own business, yes, people are like, yes, here, take my Pentacle. You know, I want to hire you, or I want to book you, or I want to buy that. It's giving that kind of energy too. If you work off of numbers, if you have a target that you have to achieve, it's like that could be happening here, okay? Okay, what is this whale energy? A great worry over nothing for Gemini gang in June. What is this whale energy? A great worry over nothing here. We have the 5 of Swords. And then we got the channel sponsor. He's always watching from a distance. We know, okay? I also feel like could be also your energy. A lot of masculine energy here. The Magician is masculine. King of Swords, King of Cups. Sagittarius is giving masculine. I don't know if it actually is a masculine zodiac or not, but it's giving masculine. But yeah, I feel like there's this energy here with the King of Cups of maybe looking out for the worst, fearing the worst here, okay, for some of you guys. You know, the 5 of Swords talks about a lose-lose situation, right? For me, it talks about, you know, your fears getting the best of you, you know? Because 5s talk about the challenges and the changes and the conflicts and that hump that we have to get over to get to the 6, right? The 6 of Swords being where we get to sail away. 6 of Swords where we get to go into smoother waters. We get to not think so bad or so negative about things anymore. You know, our mind is clear. We're feeling better. But we have to first get over this 5 first. We have to get through it, right? And that can be very daunting because it can feel like there's a lot of odds stacked against you. Some of you might feel like there's people that are stacked against you. There's a gang stalking situation. There's bird bitches flocking. Something here, right? So whatever your worst fears are, because that's kind of what this energy is giving, especially these two over here. I don't know if you can see, there's a glare. These two over here, it's like they look like their whole worst fears are being realized here, you know? And what Spirit is saying is this ain't gonna happen though. Like, your worst fears are not going to be realized. In fact, what's going to happen is this is going to turn out okay. You're going to come to surface, be able to take a breath, and you're going to be like, oh, well, that didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go. You know, Ace of Cups here. I feel like there's need to be gentle with yourself in June, especially the 3rd week of June here. Why are they so stressed? What are they stressing about? And of course, it's going to be different for everybody, so I'll try to get as many details as possible, but why are they stressing? Why is Gemini so stressed here? Why are they stressing? Why are they so stressed? Spirit, what is this? And you have the Queen of Cups. Well, we did just see the King of Cups, Queen of Cups. For some of y'all, this could be, okay, the most obvious here, she's pregnant. Some of y'all could be stressing about a child, a birth, whether that is a literal birth or a metaphorical birth. Maybe you're releasing a new project or something like that, and you're worried about how everything is going to turn out. Maybe you're going to put yourself out there here, you know. Maybe you're going to go perform on stage or do something, you know. Maybe you're going to go to a marketplace or be a vendor somewhere, and you're just nervous about that. You know, this is my baby here. This is what I've spent time creating. Is it going to be safe? Is it going to be secure? Is it going to be successful? For others of you, this could be a literal birth, a literal baby that you're stressing, like, will this baby be born healthy? Will everything will be okay? Since we have a great worry over nothing, I'm going to go ahead and confidently say yes, everything will be okay, Gemini, okay? For others of you, since we did see the King of Cups, now we're seeing the Queen of Cups, this could be about an actual person. You're stressing. How will this turn out? Maybe you feel like this is a lose-lose situation. Maybe you want to communicate things with the sword energy, but you don't feel like you can. Maybe some of you guys feel like this Queen of Cups has released your ass back to the ocean, and that's upsetting you, okay? Either way, it's going to be okay, right? I know that's easy for me to say that. I know some of y'all are like, oh, okay, well, since Jessica said it, right? I get it. But that's just what I'm getting here. We need the strength and the courage to carry on with the strength energy, right? Possibly by Leo season, everything is going to be completely, fully realized and okie dokie, okay? But there's definitely some emotional buildup, or there's something that you've created here. You've put a lot of energy into, or again, there's a person that you're worrying about. This is a strange message that I'm getting, but for somebody, I'm getting energy of a masculine energy that's watching a feminine energy, and they're watching this feminine energy date and live their life and kind of move on. And this person's really worried because they see this person as extremely sensitive and somebody that maybe they see as naive or easily taken advantage of, or something here. I'm getting like a protective energy, especially with this Leo, this lion energy. I'm getting like an energy of like, I know that I possibly did hurt this person, but I also feel at the same time I need to protect this person because I see that this person could be wildly taken advantage of, or this person, like, there's a lot of, like, I don't know, you know, like, that's kind of the energy I'm getting. It's also giving like father-daughter type of energy, you know, like, because fathers are men and they know how men think, they know how men operate, and so they don't want their daughter to go out there in the world for, which is very compelling and very eye-opening if you ask me. Right? Like, it really is. But there's something here with that, of somebody being very protective over somebody because of how easily they hurt them when they weren't really even trying. They know it could have been worse. They could have done worse. They're like hella worried about this Queen of Cups out here on these streets. Okay, like they're like literally like from bushes or something, like watching this person. Like, that's what I'm getting, like a peeping or like a lurking type of energy, and this person like gonna swoop in. You know what it's giving, guys? Oh, Lord have mercy. It's giving Twilight, that scene where Bella is like walking through like the dark alleys because she's like, I don't know, she's trying to go home or some shit like that, and then like these group of guys like are all like, you know, being all weird and like circling her and surrounding her and saying all this crap, and like, you know what I mean, basically like it's implying what they're gonna do, right? And all of a sudden Edward comes out of nowhere in his Prius or whatever. I don't even fucking know what he was driving. But he comes out of nowhere and he like confronts the guys and then like he lectures her in the car like, you should be smarter. You shouldn't be out here by yourself. Like, it's that kind of energy. Like, that's what I'm getting. Like, okay. So some of y'all might have somebody who literally is like watching you from a distance and they worry about you. They worry about like if you start dating or if you start like, I don't know, guys. That's just what let's move on, people, because that's what I'm getting, guys, okay? For somebody. But it's all of these things that I talked about. Somebody might be, again, worried about their forward movement here with the Chariot. Cancerian energy. This is definitely bleeding into Cancer season here, okay? Worried about their forward movement, worried about whether they should make a move, worried about travel. Should I travel? I'm hearing, should I travel to them? Somebody just maybe wants to just risk it all and travel to you, Gemini, and they're worried about how you're going to react. Like, okay, weirdo, right? I don't know. That's how somebody might be feeling. Yeah, somebody's like, they're going to show up at your door and you're going to be like, wow, how the fuck do you even know where I live? Right? Like, it's like something like that. I don't know, guys. There's something like this going on here. This is one of those things, one of these readings where I'm not feeling very confident in it. So y'all are going to have to let me know if it resonates or it don't resonate. But either way, the general aspect here is I'm worried about moving forward. I'm worried about something that I've created, or I'm worried about a person and I'm worried about them moving forward and I'm worried about them being taken advantage of, okay? What is this haystack here? Karma, you will reap what you have sown. What is this for the 4th week of June for my Gemini gang? The Page of Swords with the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Well, there could be some kind of spiritual download that's coming through for some of you guys. For others of you, there will be communication coming through in regards to an estate, a check, a settlement, an inheritance, a large sum of money here, perhaps. Okay? It's like, for me, with this Page of Swords, it's like an awareness, you know, that's coming through. But there's also a questioning energy, too. So some of y'all might feel like you're facing some kind of spiritual judgment. It doesn't mean that it's going to be negative, right? But that's what I'm getting here. Some of you guys there's also an awareness within yourself here that's happening with the Page of Swords. Since this is your page as an air sign, that's your page, right? So there could be an awareness coming through of like how you have received some kind of karma, or how you see how you've set yourself up for things to kind of play out the way that they played out. It's just giving that energy, especially with what we were talking about with like turning knowledge into wisdom here. That's kind of what I'm getting. You know, like this is like the gateway here from knowledge to wisdom is what I'm getting for this Page of Swords. Like, you guys are seeing that, you know? What else do we have here? Oh. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a financial level up for somebody. If you followed your intuition, I feel like some of you guys might have had to make a hard choice recently too. You know? That's funny because I did a Patreon reading earlier this morning and I picked up on something very similar to that with what you don't see coming for them. I picked up on something very similar about like how it was interesting too, because this was the card that came out, and it was how like they had to make a difficult choice. And the example I got was like, you've been ghosted a lot, you've been taken advantage of a lot in relationships, and people just not been honest with you and just decided to just disappear or fade away versus having the uncomfortable conversation. And so when you're in that position where you're not really feeling it, and you know, you could use this person as attention, you could use this person as a placeholder until whatever I am interested in comes along, right? Or you could just ghost this person, or you could actually have the uncomfortable conversation and do what you need to do and just, you know, go at it alone and not use people as entertainment or as placeholders. That's extremely damaging and hurtful when people do that. Okay? If anybody who's been in the role of a placeholder, you know exactly how that feels. It's damaging when you find out, oh, you didn't really ever really like me or give a shit about me. You were just entertaining yourself until your dream person actually did come along. Thanks, right? It's really hurtful. But some of you guys, I feel like you didn't do that. Like, you had the uncomfortable conversation here. Okay? And because of this, like you've earned some kind of positive karma. I'm also getting the energy here of if you are like into the spiritual arts and or something, obviously this is not for everybody, but if you really are taking it from a positive, intentional place and you're doing it to help people versus just make a dollar, it's like you are actually going to make dollars, lots of them. Because your intentions are not just to get rich. Your intentions here are to do good, to help people, to help heal people, you know? And spirit likes that, is the kind of the energy I'm getting, right? It's like a selfless energy that is turning into something where you're I don't know why I can't, all of a sudden I lost my train of thought. You ever have that? You're having a thought and then it just stops. That's what just happened to me, but it's turning into gold, okay? All right, guys, listen, y'all. Let's get some advice and additional messages. I don't know how I feel about this June reading, y'all. I just don't know. We're going to use the lesson, soul, journey, whatever cards, okay? And then also, let me find them, because my decks are a complete mess over here. If y'all saw my decks right now, I'd be embarrassed, because I've been doing so many readings. They're just all over the place. All right. Okay. I also want to use the color mage. Y'all know how I feel about that deck. It's one of my favorites. But first, let's get some messages here for Gemini gang for June. What advice and additional messages do we have for June? I have no idea what I'm going to call this reading, okay? We have adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Amen. And we have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So some of you guys are, again, taking that deep dive and you're learning. You're taking that knowledge and you're turning it into wisdom here. Okay, and you're disciplining yourself. You're seeing that maybe some of the adversity or some of the challenges that you've been through, maybe somehow you manifested that into the reality through, again, built-in belief systems, patterns, trauma, fear, okay? I feel like there's a real discipline here that's happening in June where it's like, I know better, I want to do better. And there's no more excuses. It's like you're reprogramming your subconscious here, or you're living more intentional into your super consciousness, as we talked about in the beginning of this reading, okay? What else do we have here for Gemini gang? Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, we have success that came out. I know that there is no greater goal than to love, which is interesting. Because we live in a society that tells us, oh, fuck love, I want to make that money, right? That's what we live in this society here, right? But actually what Spirit is saying is there's no greater goal than to love, actually, you know? Maybe some of you guys are realizing that. Like, I've been focused on the wrong things, or I've been putting my priorities into the wrong things here, you know? And it's okay. This is not a reason to put toxic shame on yourself. Just do better, right? Just do better. We have indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life, which is so funny because that is something that I'm picking up heavily here. There's like an indecision, or there's a need to really pull on your intuition more. Trust your intuition more. Your intuition. What the fuck is wrong with me today, okay? Your intuition is a calming guidance. Okay? It's a calming guidance. It's a calming, guiding voice. It's not screaming at you like I am right now. All right, we have self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Yes, you do. Okay? You're very valuable, Gemini. And it's not just for, like, you know, your career or what you can do for others. I feel like that's an important message here, because I feel like for a lot of you guys, your self-esteem might be built up off of what you produce, how you help, how you show up for other people. You know, I'm not worthy, or I'm not special, or I'm not important, or I'm not honorable if I'm not doing things for other people. That's not true here. So some of you guys might be breaking down your self-esteem to build it back up, okay? Okay. Advice and additional messages for Gemini gang. Ooh, lots of things wanting to pop. Lots of orange stuff, which is the regret, forgiveness, denial. I feel like these are things that we're trying to let go of here. What else do we have? Oh, okay. We have growth. Love to see it. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Yes, that's exactly what you want to do. And then we have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Basically, nothing changes if nothing changes. And that is growth. Change is the only absolute consistent thing that we can rely on in our life. Really, when you think about it. Things are going to change, right? The sun is going to move across the sky. Night is going to come. Then the sun is going to reappear. You know, you're going to grow older. Opportunities are going to come. Opportunities are going to go. People are going to show up. People are going to fall away. Change is the only constant. So when we're hiding from it, we're almost hiding from our life in essence. I feel like you're in this energy of growing here in June. I'm getting a big growth spurt. Maybe that's what I'll name this reading, a growth spurt, okay? Sometimes I just want to name this reading, you're going to watch if you're going to watch, Gemini. Shit. Oh, like, you either going to watch or you not going to watch. Okay, that's the name of the reading. What else do we have here for Gemini? Okay, advice and additional messages for June and for Gemini. Okay, advice and additional messages here. Ooh, that's way too many. Advice and additional messages. Okie dokie. We have card number 18, Salmon, overcoming adversity. We have adversity out here twice. Yes, that's what's happening here. Okay. We also have New Age, card number 86, evolution. And then card number 96, Ghostland, forgetfulness. See, there's definitely something that's coming up from the psyche here with this Ghostland, right? For sure. So we're taking, again, a deep dive into the psyche, and this is helping with our evolution. You know, but it's hard, it's difficult. You know, we gotta kind of run the gauntlet here. When I think of salmon, I think of like they're extremely strong fish because they go against the current. You know, they swim upstream, they hop out and they swim upstream. It's like, that's hard, that's difficult. You have to be hardy, you have to be tough, you know, to do something that is difficult, but still do it regardless. That's the energy I'm getting here, okay? So we're definitely evolving. There's some kind of evolution that's taking place. We have card number 100, Archangel, invoke the guardians. Gemini, I almost get the energy here. Yes, there's like spiritual support that's coming through heavily. We saw that with the paw print and the charms, but I'm also, and also the Jesus references too, but I'm also getting the energy of like you are a guardian and that energy is being invoked within you. Like you're stepping into this protective role, or this role of like, and even when it comes to just yourself, like I'm going to protect myself here because I have to do what's right for me. Everybody's looking out for themselves. I need to look out for me. Also, for those of you that resonated with this person, either being very protective over a person or feeling like somebody's protective over you, that I could, you know, connect that energy there as well. Like somebody might feel like they need to guard you, Gemini, or you're there, or you feel like you need to guard somebody. I don't know, guys. Okay, what else do we have here for Gemini for June? We have the chalkboard. Yes. Card number 37, develop your destiny. That's what you're doing right now. It's like you've wiped, look, didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? You're scribbling something out. Maybe you're wiping something away here and you're going to rewrite your destiny. You're in charge, damn it. That's true freedom. That's true autonomy. Deciding, I don't want to go this way anymore. Or I don't want to do what you guys want to do. Or I'm going to go this way. I'm going to do this. That's true freedom. Okay. Holy shiznit. We have card number 64, Imperial, sovereignty. Yes. That is what I'm getting. Taking the reins back on your own life here. Okay? We have card number 79, Tumbleweed, a native spirit. And then we have card number 92, Memory, impressions. That's interesting with the Ghostland, forgetfulness, and then memory. Some of you guys might be remembering something that you forgot. It could be a core memory from childhood or something like that. Or maybe you've kind of, in your own ego, no offense, rewrote the history of something, the way something really went. I'm almost getting the energy of, with this breakdown that we're having here, in our, you know, our self-esteem, our identity, and building ourselves back up, there could be a memory that is like, it comes to the surface of like, oh, I did say that to this person, or I did do that to this person. And with that memory coming to the surface, it's like, now I can actually take action in a proper way. I don't know. That is for some of you guys, okay? Anyways, Gemini, I don't know if this reading helped. I don't know if it resonated, but I hope it did all that shit and something else, okay? I'll see you on the next one. Bye.